Hey everybody, welcome back to Jimmy. His promo today is August 10th and it's a little after 11:20 p.m. and I just noticed that you're able to finally sign up for Samsung One UI 6 beta program. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you're able to sign up. We're also just going to skim through pretty much everything that is brand new. I'm not going to fully dive deep just yet. It's pretty late. I still want to go to bed. So I will be posting another video very soon and shortly of every single thing that is brand new, or at least the ones that are noteworthy, maybe the top features, top 10, top 20, whatever it may be. I mean, there's a lot going on with this one. This one does have a size of almost basically 2.9 or almost 3 gigs. So it's 2,981 megabytes. It gives you that security patch of August 1st, which I was kind of curious why we were able to see the August 1st patch on the Z Flip 4 and the Fold 4, but we weren't able to see it with this one. So they were saving the August patch for this big update here. You can see that this one's giving you that One UI version of 6.0, and the version ends in ZWH8. So first, how about we go through, I'll show you how you can sign up for this program. I actually just got done doing this just a couple minutes ago, so I'm gonna scroll down. Take a look because I did do a little screen recording for you. It's actually very simple. All you have to do is go inside of your Samsung Members application, and then inside of the Samsung Members application, what you're going to notice on the very top is going to be these banners, and it's going to be the very last banner, and it's just stating that it's for the Galaxy S23 series. Now you will notice that this will work for the S23 series, but it's with any device that is inside of the United States, South Korea, as well as Germany, that are on T-Mobile or unlocked. So it's not available for every single carrier yet, but it is available for unlocked and T-Mobile inside of the United States, Germany, South Korea. So basically you scroll all the way down, you enroll, and once you enroll, then you go inside your settings and you just take a look for an update. Now the first one that I did immediately, it didn't show me the update of One UI 6.0. All I did was I waited an additional 30 seconds and then that update came through, which is where we're sitting right now. So if you don't have the Samsung Members application, or maybe you didn't see it yet, it could be sitting in your Samsung folder. Samsung Members is just right here. If you don't see it, just go inside of the Galaxy Store, get it downloaded, and then inside of here on the, again on the very top, this is where you'll see the very last page right here, this very last banner, One UI beta program, and then that's again the very, very bottom. That is where you basically register and sign up. So how about we just skim through to see what is brand new, so in this way I can play with this tomorrow and put up another video. So this is the One UI 6 upgrade. Welcome to the One UI 6 beta program, your chance to get a sneak peek at the latest version of One UI and Android 14. So underneath the category of quick panel, so there is a new button layout. The quick panel has a new layout that makes it easier to access the features you use most. Instantly access the full quick panel. By default, a compact quick panel with notifications appear when you swipe down from the top. So as everybody knows, when you swipe down, this is what you would see. It's going to be a quick little area, but you don't see everything. Basically, it's kind of like, 2 swipes and then you're able to see it. With this one, if you're swiping down again, it hides notifications and shows the expanded quick panel. If you turn on quick settings instant access, you can view the expanded quick panel by swiping just once from the right-hand side. So right now, you only swipe down in the middle, but what you can do is on the right-hand side, if you swipe down, after you turn on that little setting or feature, it's going to show this screen here. So this way, again, you wouldn't have to use 2 fingers to get into it. You can do 1 finger on the right-hand side. Quickly access the brightness control. The brightness control bar now appears by default in the compact quick panel when you swipe down once from the top of the screen for quicker and easier brightness adjustments. Improved album art display. While playing music or videos, album art will cover the entire media controller in the notifications panel if the app is playing music or a video that provides album artwork. Enhanced layout for notifications. Each notification now appears as a separate card, makes it easier to recognize individual notifications. Sort notifications by time. While playing music or videos, album art will cover the entire media controller in the notification panel if the app is okay. So I got a feeling that they didn't really mean for this to say this right here. So what's probably going to happen is when you scroll or when you swipe down and you see your notifications, it'll actually be shown in the order of time that they came in. So that right there was a copy and paste error. Let's take a look at the lock screen. Reposition your clock. You can now have more freedom to move your clock to the position of your choice on the lock screen. So again, beforehand on the lock screen, it didn't go in 100% of the screen or any area you wanted it to. It was kind of fixed in certain areas. So it looks as if maybe there's more areas you can place it. For the home screen, simplified icon labels. For typeface, new default font. One UI 6 has a new default font with a more stylish and modern feel. You'll see the new font and the default font is selected, or if the default font is selected in settings, if you're using a different font, you'll see that font after upgrading to One UI 6. Multitasking, keep pop-up windows open. Hey, instead of minimizing pop-up windows when you go to the recent screen, pop-up windows or pop-ups will now remain open after you leave the recents so you can continue what you are working on. Samsung keyboard looks as if they have a new emoji design. Emojis that appear in your messages, social media posts, and elsewhere on your phone have been updated with a fresh new design. So that's cool. Looks as if some brand new emojis are coming through, or at least the designs of them. Content sharing, so picture and video previews. When you share pictures or videos from any app, preview images will appear at the top of the share panel to give you one more choice to review, or one more chance to review the pictures and videos before sharing them. Extra sharing options. When you share content, additional options may appear on the share panel depending on the app you share from. Now, weather, a new weather widget. The Weather Insights widget provides more information about your local weather conditions. You can see when severe thunderstorms, snow, rain, and other events are in the forecast. More information in the weather app, information about snowfall, moon phases and times, atmospheric pressure, visibility, distance, dew point, and wind direction is now available in the weather app, which is cool because I've used other weather applications before. Samsung didn't have every single thing, so it's very cool that the new weather app coming out will actually have more there. Interactive map view, swipe to move around the map and tap location to view the local weather conditions. Enhanced illustrations. Illustration in the weather widget and app have been enhanced to provide better information about the current weather. Camera, custom camera widgets. You can add custom camera widgets to your home screen. You can set each widget to start in a specific shooting mode and save pictures in an album of your choice. More alignment options for watermarks. You can now choose whether your watermark appears at the top or the bottom. Quick access to resolution settings. A resolution button is now available in the quick settings at the top of the screen in photo and pro modes. Easier video size options. A pop-up now appears when you tap the video size button. Makes it easier to see all the options and choose the right ones. Keep your pictures level. When grid lines are turned on in camera settings, a level line will now appear in the middle of the screen while using the rear camera in all modes except panorama. Apply effects more easily, scan documents more easily, quality optimization. So you can now choose 3 levels of quality optimization for pictures you take. Choose maximum to get the highest quality pictures with the most post-processing. Choose minimum to reduce the amount of post-processing so you can take the pictures as quickly as possible. And then medium, which is just, the mix of that. New auto frame per second setting for videos. Auto frame per second can help you record brighter videos in low light conditions. Auto frame per second now has 3 options. You can turn it off, use it for 30 frames per second videos only, or use it for 30 and 60. You also have gallery, save clipped images, add stickers, enhanced story view, drag and drop with 2 hands, which is a big deal. That's new on the Z Flip 5 and the Fold 5. Makes it super easy for you to use 2 hands and fingers to move applications, or maybe transfer and drag and drop basically images from your gallery to another application, which allows you to use your hand to operate the entire phone while your right hand is having it, stay and post it on the screen. Again, that's actually a pretty big deal. Quick edits in detail mode. Photo editor, you can adjust decorations after saving. There's undo and redo, enhanced layout, draw on custom stickers, new text backgrounds and styles. For the calendar, your schedule at a glance. Looks as if there's an update there. View your reminders in calendar. Underneath reminders, refine reminder in list view. New reminder categories. More options for creating reminders. Create all-day reminders for Samsung Internet. Play videos in the background. Enhanced tab list for large screens, especially if you're using tablets or decks. For Samsung Smart Select, resize and extract text from pinned content. When you pin an image onto the screen, you can now resize it or extract image or text from it, which is a pretty big deal. I extract text all the time. And so now when you have something pinned to your screen, it looks as if you can actually extract from that pinned image. Magnified view, when selecting an area of the screen, a magnified view will appear so you can start and end your selection at the perfect spot. Okay, and so basically magnified view is now a part of Smart Select, which is pretty nice. Bixby text call, customize your greetings, switch to Bixby during a call. You can switch to Bixby text call at any time, even if the call is already in progress, which is pretty cool. I use the Bixby call all the time. When someone calls me and I don't know the number, they will actually answer it for me, state something like a greeting, and then it kind of comes back at me to see if it's even something I want to answer or not. Modes and routines. Unique lock screen depending on your mode. This is just talking about how you can set up different lock screens for whatever mode you're in. So if you're in like, sleeping mode or movie mode, then your lock screen will actually change with it. You also have new conditions, new actions, and then for smart suggestions, new look and feel for smart suggestions. You also have more customization. Finder, you have quick actions for apps. Inside of My Files, you free up storage space, so recommendation cards will appear to help you free up storage space. My Files will recommend deleting unnecessary files, gives you tips for setting up cloud storage and so on and so forth. Settings, smarter airplane mode. If you turn on Wi-Fi or Bluetooth while airplane mode is on, your phone will remember the next time you use airplane mode, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth will remain on instead of turning off. Easier access to battery settings, block security threats. For accessibility, you have new magnification options. You have customized cursor thickness, and then learn more about accessibility here. And that's pretty much everything on the entire list. Going down through it, some sounded more important than others. I tried to read the ones that I thought were kind of important. So what we're going to do here now is just hit the install. I'm going to install this thing, possibly take a look at a few of the things that it was talking about, and then I'll actually dive deep in it here on August 11th that we're actually almost into. I'll play with it, come back with the top 10 features or the top features or anything and everything you need to know that's more in-depth than this little overview here of Samsung One UI 6. Now, it's at this point in the video that I like to state that if you're brand new here at the channel Jimmy S Promo, you appreciate these tips, tricks, tutorials, and the latest information on your Samsung Galaxy devices or Samsung One UI, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications so you get notified for all future videos. So now that the update is done and complete, let's just take a look at a few things. Now, the fun thing that you are able to do is go inside of Samsung Tips. And Samsung Tips usually has a lot of really good resources and some really good, information about all the brand new features of what you just got done updating to or the phone that you just got done purchasing. So how about we take a look at that infamous screen here, which is basically the quick settings, your notifications. You swipe down twice. This over here is what you're probably used to. You have date and time sitting up there, actually taking a lot of space. And more than likely, you probably already know the date and time, especially if you just swipe down once or you just stay in your home screen. There's a couple of different areas that you can actually see the time. Most importantly, it's going to be on the very top. So when you swipe down once, you can definitely see the date and time and everything else. Then right here, you don't technically need it, so they got rid of it and kind of moved everything up. This brightness line over here is now sitting right there. And they also added in 2 of the quick settings within the same category. So basically the dark mode and eye comfort shield was moved into this area rather than sitting up here. And then also too, your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is now on the very top. So rather than them sitting over here or sitting over here, it is now independently as its own categories. On the bottom, you have your smart view as well as the device control, and then you just have some of your other quick settings sitting there. Now, one of the things it mentioned was the ability of you swiping down from the right-hand side that you're able to get that, instant access for everything. And what they mean by that is right now you have to swipe down twice to get a hold of this entire view. And then now on the right-hand side, you swipe down and everything pops up. So that is the animation for it, which is pretty cool. So it literally fully just doesn't even go into the screen. It completely just skips this screen here from the right-hand side and goes directly into all of your settings, which I think is actually pretty cool. Now, a few other settings that we're kind of seeing over there is you have top, you have full, you can actually edit this. And so you can actually bring in which ones you would like to see on the very top. So they did change how it looks for the first pull down. And so that's the, where you just pretty much edit all of that. And then here's all of the rest of those buttons. So this is basically the edit button page where you're able to choose what shows up immediately and then which ones show up when you pull it down twice, which actually now you can just do once. And so all you have to do is just press and hold any of these, bring them up, and then you can actually move them all around. And I could also change or see the change in the default text as well. So they're talking about how the default font has changed, and I can see it, just by reading all these different screens and looking at my home screen. Brightness control, you can either have it as show always, which I think is very important to have. I think it's pretty nice just to always see the display control because you can always change it. And then also for that quick control or device control and media output buttons, you can either have it show or not show. Usually those only really show when it comes down over into when you're pulling it down twice. So there it is on the very bottom. Now what you finally get is you see this little arrow on the right hand side. So because I use gestures to go back and all that, I don't use the buttons on the bottom. I don't use navigation buttons. The cool thing now is when you, let's say, go inside of an application or something, and then let's say we go inside of subscriptions. If I swipe over, you can see this little arrow, and it's actually letting you know what you are doing. So I think that that's pretty fun that you can see this little arrow now that you swipe back. I kind of wish what it did was when you swiped back, it would show you a preview of what you are going to. I think that would be pretty fun. I think that'd be a really cool thing that you're able to do, in Android 14. And I wish, Samsung kind of incorporates that, or maybe they add that in later, because again, this is the very first beta of Samsung One UI 6. Now going through a few of the settings, or at least the settings page, I want to see what is new. I believe the battery page has been updated. So this is one that is, completely different. Looks as if the UI has been changed from this one, different visuals. So I'm going to play with this and kind of see what all we can, play with, what we can change, what we can do. It looks as if maybe another area that I believe that they also made changes is inside of your security page here. So this kind of looks normal, except for when you scroll down, you're going to see a lot more different things. So your permissions is showing right here. So permissions used in the last 24 hours. So you can actually see, underneath your privacy settings that your camera was basically used inside of not only the camera, but also messages. The microphone, the permission to use the microphone was used inside of Google as well as the camera. And then location was used with these applications. So you can actually go through and you can actually see right here, it says permission usage. Apps need your permissions to access sensitive data and features on your phone, such as the camera or your location. Permission usage shows you which apps have used permissions and when. It is an app turning on the microphone, or is an app turning on a microphone in the background, you can find out here. If any apps are using permissions in a way that you're not comfortable with, you can immediately deny the permission to protect your privacy. So here you go. You can take a look at what you're doing, what's going on, all the stuff that you're doing. Bixby Voice, you got your Facebook, Chrome, the Watch 5 Manager, Life 360, Maps, Pokemon Go. I mean, it's pretty cool that you can actually see what they are using. But yeah, so I'm going to dig into that just a little bit more just to see what there is, again, on the upcoming video. Now, when I go inside of the software information update and I go back to my last update, this is where I can actually go back and take a look at everything that is new. So again, we took a look a little bit at that quick panel. Lock screen, you can reposition the clock, so we can play with that a little bit later on. Home screen, simplified icon labels, typeface. So this is where you can see the new default font. Now taking a look at that new font, either you can choose something else or you can choose what they have. So this right here is the default font. Now if you go inside of display and you scroll down, you take a look at font size and style. If it's on default, then you're gonna have the brand new one that they just launched. Other than that, you still have Samsung One, Gothic Bold. You have a few other ones. Samsung Sans was one that I was using for, quite some time. So what I'm going to do is to make my phone look like everybody else's and also to play with the brand new font, I'm going to go through and put it on default. And again, that brand new default is called typeface. Then you have multitasking, so your pop-up windows will stay, Samsung keyboard. Ooh, let's take a look at some emojis and see if we can tell a pretty big difference. And I guess we could take a look at the weather app. Now, taking a look over at some of the emojis, I'm guessing this is what they're talking about. You can kind of see a different type of designs with them. I mean, some of these may look different. Some of them may not. You guys let me know. I mean, I use a few emojis here and there, but you know, not a ton. But anyways, there's supposed to be a new design interface when it comes down to these different emojis that are sitting inside of here. Now let's take a look over inside of the Samsung weather, you know, application. So in here, it's supposed to also look different. And let's see here. I can see a little bit of different when it comes down to the animations. We have AQI, the UV index, dew point, visibility. You can take a look at the radars and maps. So yeah, I think this is probably what they're talking about when it comes down to that application. Ooh, look at that. Did you see that animation? Let's say that we go back inside of the weather app. If I swipe up, looks like that is the animation for One UI 6. Let's say that we press and hold. Take a look at widgets, and Smart Suggestions is supposed to have kind of a different user interface, be a little updated. Let's say we go inside of the camera here. You can have custom camera. So this little camera right here was one that they were talking about. So let's see here. So start camera in a specific mode straight from the home screen with a customizable camera. So let's say that okay, so this is custom camera, so you get to title it. Starting mode, so you can put it in whatever mode you want it to be. So how about we do rear and portrait? Because rear and portrait is one that I use all the time. Save pictures and videos to, only albums in the DCIM folder can be selected. So you can choose where you want them to go. So you can completely change wherever you want it. And then widget background. So I can choose whatever background I would like to use. Let's see, I'm gonna go inside of here and, you know, I'm gonna go with that one and I'm gonna hit on save. And so now this right here is a little widget. So once I tap on this, it'll open up my back and it'll go inside of portrait, and it's gonna go inside of the folder that I chose it to go. So an example of, I guess, one more is, let's say that you go inside of the camera, you go to this custom widget one more time. So now how about we do something different? Let's say we do front, and I wanna do something just completely different. Let's do front and then single take. And then with this one, you can change it and you can say front and then single, just so you kind of know exactly what you're kind of getting into. You want to make sure it goes just right inside of your camera. You can actually switch it to a brand new folder you just created that is maybe called, you know, single take or front. And then I'm going to just leave this image the way it is. And so now you can see something different. So now this is my front single take. So anytime that you want to open up your camera and go to, you know, have it open up into a different mode and even save it somewhere else, you're able to do that with this brand new widget. And then because they were talking about weather, let's take a look at all the weather ones. So there was 5 here. So you have the regular weather, you have weather insights, you also have dynamic weather, weather and clock, and then the weather forecast. So that is just my quick little view at what is brand new on Samsung One UI 6. Again, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head into my settings. I'm gonna pop back over into software update. I'm gonna go to my last update. I'm gonna write all of this stuff down. I'm gonna read all of these to see exactly and make sure that I know every single thing that is brand new. So this way I can come back with a more detailed, in-depth video of everything that you should know with Samsung One UI 6 beta program. So hopefully you guys appreciated this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.